Hello everyone! Happy convention weekend! This video is for any of our sisters and brothers who haven't attended convention before, or if they have, it's really about making the most about convention, whether it be in person or virtually. So first let's take a look at what a normal in-person North Central District convention would look like. So usually our convention lasts 3 days long. We start on Friday evening and we conclude Sunday afternoon. We have business meetings, committee meetings, ritual, women in music speakers, and presentations that resemble our own chapter CMEPs from life members, alumni members, and the district and national council. Aside from the awesome learning opportunities and business meetings, there's quite a few fun activities throughout the weekend. We attend a concert put on by our peers in the North Central District Intercollegiate Band. We participate in different musical activities like reading band or color guard clinic, and there's lots of quick breaks to interact with your sisters and brothers. There's also a market where you can buy Tau Beta Sigma or Kappa Kappa Psi merch for you and your friends. Last but not least, there's a huge bonus of convention, which is banquet. Everyone gets dressed up, we eat a great meal, hear awards being presented, and we all sing together too. After banquet, we have a spirit competition where schools come together and play their spirit songs together in a competition. We usually play Forward Falcons, I Zig, and a few shorts. I remember my first convention ever, Zeta Alpha, hosted at Illinois State University, and because that was such a far drive for us, we didn't bring our marching instruments. Instead of playing our spirit songs, Alpha Z and Beta Kappa sang our joint hymn instead. It was so unique and different and full of spirit that we won. It's something that I'll never forget. Each convention also has a lot of unique activities too. Like last year we had a dance party type of setup with glow sticks, and it was so unique and fun. So all of this might sound really overwhelming, but it's spread out within 3 days, and there's a concise schedule to follow. If you ever have any questions with how the schedule works, your sisters and brothers are here to help. There's a few main differences that our virtual convention will present. One of the main differences that you have already been seeing is that we have been caucusing during the week leading up to convention instead of doing it during convention. This is because we will only be spending 1 day together instead of all weekend. Technology really prevents us from doing some of the activities like reading band or banquet, so during virtual convention we will spend a majority of the time focusing on business. We will still have our women in music speaker presentation though. So here's how our schedule lays out. We're starting at 9 a.m. sharp for opening session, where we'll start with our welcome, our introductions, our seating of delegates, the parliamentary procedure, and the committee assignments. Next, we'll move at 10 a.m. We'll start our committee meetings. Our committee meetings are closed to the public due to the limitations of our virtual convention. During this time, you, the sisters, can join the National Council in interactive sessions, talking about overture, chapter operations, and implementing the Focus on 5. We'll break then at noon until 12:45 for lunch. We'll begin again at 1 p.m. until 3 p.m. with business session number 1, where we'll talk about our committee reports and the presentation of the slate. Just a reminder, once again, just because the slate is presented, that is not necessarily the slate that we have to follow coming into elections. Our chapter and all the chapters around us can decide as a sisterhood that whether or not we agree with that slate. At 3 p.m., we'll have our Women in Music speaker panel. And then at 4 p.m., we'll go back into business with our national leadership presentation, our final officer reports, and the district award presentations. Then at 5 p.m., we'll go into our final business session with the completion of business, elections, and our closing ceremony. You can follow along all day long via the North Central District YouTube and Facebook pages. During the committee meetings, once again, which will be closed to the public, there are going to be interactive sessions held by our National Council. If you have any questions at any point about anything that is happening, I encourage you to ask in our group chat. It will make convention so much clearer and, in turn, more enjoyable. During my first convention, I had no idea what was going on in business meetings, and that's okay. The only way to learn is to ask. I've gathered advice from several of our sisters who have attended convention before, and here's what they have to share with you.
I think a good thing to do during convention is to take notes. Convention can be exciting and sometimes make you forget things. Remember the ideas that you want to bring back to the chapter.
Hey sisters, it's me, your friendly neighborhood old person. I was asked what to keep in mind during a business meeting and convention. And I think the biggest thing is to actively listen. Don't talk and don't be just on your phones. It's a little different this year, and you can't just lean over and ask a question if you're confused on what's going on. But I'm sure if you ask any any other sister that's been to convention, if you just shoot them a real quick text over the band app or just a phone number, they will be more than happy to answer. I know I would. So please, if you have any questions, please reach out. But I think the biggest thing is just to actively listen and participate if you can.
Hey sisters, how's it going? Some advice about, as we approach virtual convention, we've got elections happening, right? So we can really see the process that elections, like how it happens at the district level, because it's a very similar process for our chapter. And since it's going to be virtual this year, we might have even the exact same format as, the virtual elections there. So just really pay attention to how it's run, and that'll help us have a better understanding of how to run ours.
Some of the best things to keep in mind during a district business meeting are that the district officers will be the one running the meeting, and they will get through what they need to say. And just as within our own chapter, there will be committee heads that will go over what they have done with their committee, and they will share that information with us. And last but not least, be sure to enjoy the moment and soak up everything that you can, as there will be some things that are different from what we do, and there will be other things that are similar to what we do.
Hey everyone, I miss you all. The best advice I could give to people attending convention for the first time would be to really get informed about the candidates who are running so that you can make an informed decision about them and who you'd like the chapter to vote for. And then my second piece of advice for you would be to, if at all possible, during virtual convention, would be to really connect with your sisters from other chapters as much as you possibly can. If you get the opportunity to go to convention in person next year, which knock on wood, you all get to, it's a really great opportunity to meet your other sisters from other chapters and make friends with them.
Hi sisters! My biggest advice on the election process is to stay actively engaged, whether that be you asking questions about things you care about and you think should be brought to the district level, or just actively listening and hearing and seeing what's happening. I think it's super important to be active in this process, on whatever level that is for you. Questions, active listening, comparing, contrasting, whatever that is. I think it's super important.
Some advice that I would give to someone who is attending a convention for the very first time is to take notes. The guest speakers have so much to say that can always end up being able to help you or your chapter.
So especially now during this virtual district convention, it's very important to pay attention to everything that's going on during these business events, and really understanding why everything is happening the way that it is. This is important because it will have a large impact not only on the chapter as a whole, but it will have an impact on you as an individual of the sorority. And if you have any questions, it's very important to stay in contact with your delegate so that they can further inform you of everything that's going on.
The best advice that I have for somebody who's attending convention for the first time would be to go to everything as much as you can. I would go, last year, I went to some things that were for both KKSI and TBS, and that was really good because a lot of schools only have KKSI. So it's really cool to be able to go see other people, new people, and collaborate with somebody who you might not have met before. But yeah, that's my advice. Have a fun time at convention. I can't wait to see it, even though it'll be online this year.
Convention might seem a little overwhelming and scary, but it is so worth it to attend. While there may not be as many fun events because of our lack of technology to do so, there is still so much to learn and so much to do. I encourage you to make the most out of it this year, so next year you'll be prepared to have the best first in-person convention ever. See you bright and early tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. sharp. Signing off, Elizabeth Richmond.